Raise this microphone up, Charlene. I like the standing ovation. Yeah, I know. Between the two of us, we've got it solved. Hi, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here, and I have an honor to talk about how HiBR started, and to sort of get you excited about the questions we asked then, and to pose to you some questions for today, to really launch the rest of today's sessions. So we have lots of friends. And I think for some of us in this room that were here years ago, it's nice to know that we're getting more and more friends and more popular. And this is both from government, this is from nonprofit, this is from design firms. So this is really the whole gamut, industry. We're all in this together, and that's a very important message to get across. So we're different disciplines, but one focus. These are not just words. I hope you can find yourself up there or related and understand that this is extremely challenging to come up with a language that we all speak. I look at innovation and work a lot in that area, and sometimes just the simplest thing is finding people that speak multiple languages, that are translators. The difference between speaking preventative health and industry lingo and facility planning, it's the people that are not stuck in saying, this is what we do and this is how I study it and I don't get what you do. Because just like Charlene said, the building is a system, well, so is a human. And if we're exposed to certain toxins in the environment, we're also exposed to the outdoor air when we are getting activity in the surrounding community. These are all related. And I will also challenge you today, the people that are coming from sustainability, to understand sustainability is also part of health. It affects the human. And just like we study humans, we've gotten into some trouble trying to reduce humans down to just organ systems. Likewise, we've had some trouble trying to reduce a building down to just systems. And we forget how it all runs, and some of the operators that run these systems. And so I want to put that forward to you, and I want to challenge you today that if you are in conversations and you start going into your silo of, oh, this is how I do it, look back up here and realize we're all after this mission together, and we've got to start having a language called, tell me about that. How do you look at that issue? Oops. What have I done? It's imploding. Everyone stand up and clap. No, I'm just Okay, all right. So these are our mission and tools. Our mission, very important, to identify and support research. That's huge. People in this room have been doing research. We need to pull it together, and we need to connect you with other people that are doing this. We need to make sure these address human health and building impacts, and to apply the most advanced research to building design, construction, and landscaping. I love the word translation. I love transdisciplinary. I love transparent. These are all words that have got to be part of this mix. And around this is all the different ways that we're doing that. And so I hope that you can also find yourself somewhere on that wheel and see where you're contributing. I like the ecological model. This was put forward by Broff and Brenner many decades ago. And the whole point here is to again challenge you that if you are a policy person and you're in that high level of saying, let's set policy, let's think of a certification system that we can create so that an organization knows what they need to do to build a healthy building. That's going to affect the communities, not just surrounding the building, but inside the building. And that's going to affect the relationships that people have inside those work environments. That's going to affect the person. If you've spoken to me, you'll probably hear me challenge you on this if you're not already thinking this way. It has got to be interconnected. This goes in, policy affects the individual, and it goes out as well. So I had the honor of working with Dr. Bear years ago to be on stage at USGBC, unbelievably nervous, as here I am with my mentors on stage as a student completing my PhD at Hopkins, and I thought, oh my God, we're up to really big stuff. And I think it also spoke to the fact that there was a small, dedicated group of us, but that we were really passionate. And I see some of those faces out there today. I'm looking right at Bob, and some others that are in the audience that were part of the conversation that we had. And I stood up at the very end and I said, who's gonna do this? You know, you're gonna lose students like myself. You're gonna lose people that are trying to do this research and don't know how we connect with each other, don't have a paradigm and framework to work from, don't know how what we're doing is being translated into design and practice, don't know which firms want to hire and engage us and which grants to go for. You will lose us. And I put that challenge out. many years ago with the support of my team on stage there. And it's been very exciting that 3 years later, we know the NIH has accepted that challenge as being sort of a leader in looking at the research applied to health in buildings and bringing in all different government organizations as part of this, and industry, and nonprofits, and academia to be part of this mission. So, you might have guessed, oh no, not again. It's imploded. That was my big, build-up. Anyway, you guys be careful. There's a big red button here. So my big challenge, no, next slide, is no. Apparently I'm the comedy act. Okay. All right. And my big challenge today is to really ask you guys to look at how we build a framework to guide the future agenda on healthy buildings that integrates all aspects of human health. What do I mean by that? I mean a framework. So I need to know that if you're an industrial hygienist and you're talking to someone who's a social and behavioral economist, you understand how you fit together. You understand how you're all related and when to call each other when you're doing a grant, when to call each other on a building project, how you can start to work and understand. And then the other aspect is all aspects of human health that needs to be emphasized here. I cannot say that enough. And that finally, how do we translate this into research? I have the honor of working with the design firm, and I am challenged every day with trying to translate science into practice, make it make sense, make it have an economic argument behind it, and make it a real possibility in our communities when we design for the future of health. So with that, thank you.